life like before recovery? Let's see. I started out when I was 13. That's because I was getting molested and stuff. So I would smoke weed, would run away. I ran away as much as I could to get away from my family. I even told about it, and no one ever did anything about it. They kept my brother in the household with me. And from there, it just processed from smoking weed to doing pills to doing cocaine. Then from the cocaine, I went to crack. And I've been doing that for 18 years. And it's like, it just messed me up. So I didn't know what to do till finally on the 20th of October, on the 20th of September, I finally got tired of it and called my sister, and she called my other sister, and I got into recovery. Life of recovery for me, I've been clean for 18 days now, so it feels good. It feels real good to be clean, to wake up every day, to be able to wash my behind, change my clothes, do my hair, do my makeup, all of that. It feels good, like, because I wasn't doing none of that. All I was so busy worried about was ripping and running the straights and getting my next fix. So I'm happy for that. For me, Juliette's helping up for me. I really appreciate Pastor Kim for bringing me into her house, because since I've been there, I've have God back in my life. I read my Bible now. I wasn't doing that before, and I wake up to go to the groups that we be having, because I enjoy them. It's fun doing it with the girls, because we hear a lot from each other, and they're teaching me some things that I was lacking that I didn't know I didn't know. So that's what it is for me. That's what it's like. How does this makeover make me feel? It makes me feel very beautiful, blessed, hopeful, and joyful, and just happy to be here and being able to do this. And I'm happy to be here with these girls. We all deserve it, and I thank you, Butler Tech.
My life before recovery was like a mess. I had no self-worth. I had no respect for my family and friends. I lost everything. I lost my kids. I lost trust. I was using. I never thought I would shoot up, and I did, and it was the worst thing. At the time, I didn't think it was, but now, now it is. But I completely lost everything I had owned. Relationships with my family, none of them wanted anything to do with me. Life after recovery. So my life after recovery has been amazing. I gained my self-worth back. I have the trust of my family, which I never had because I've done a lot of things wrong to them. I stole from them. I've done things that I normally wouldn't have done, but my life after recovery has taught me a lot about who I am and who I need to be. Okay, what has Juliette's Hope done for me? Juliette's Hope has completely and utterly changed everything about me. It helped me gain confidence in myself. I'm going back to school. I got to see my daughter this summer. So my kids are back in my life. I got my self-respect, and I got respect from my family back that I never thought I could gain. People look at me different in a good way, not bad. And I'm doing things, and it feels great. How has this makeover made me feel? It's made me feel more of a woman. I feel beautiful, and I feel like there is life after recovery.
My life before recovery, first I want to say that I was raised in a good home. We went to church, we had family dinners, we had vacations. I lived in Fairfield Township. I never ever expected to live a life of addiction and drugs and prison. But my addiction, that started off with just partying with friends. It was never, there was never some deep, dark reason why I used. I just started off dabbling and partying with friends, and I liked boys a lot, so the boys I hung out with used drugs, and that's basically why I started using in the beginning. But it took me down a very deep, dark road of I've lost material things over and over again. I've been to prison, in the jails countless time. I have 2 prison numbers. It's just been one vicious cycle after another. I almost lost my life 3 years ago. I was in a domestic violence relationship, and I was beaten for 12 hours, and this was all due to drug activity. My ex-boyfriend did acid and drank Jack Daniels, and that went into like a psychotic drug episode. So, yeah, it just took me down a really deep, dark road, and I started having night terrors, and I wanted to be numb, and I wanted to die, and I ended up shooting heroin, shooting meth. I've done cocaine. I just want to say that drugs are not where it's at. Even if you think you're just having fun, that I just stay away, far, far away, because you don't know the toll that it's going to take on your life. After recovery, for me, my life after recovery has been amazing. I was raised in church, so I've had a relationship with God off and on, and for me, my recovery, everything is supported by Christ and what Jesus has done in my life, and allowing Him to come into my life, and allowing Him to heal the hurt places, the bondages of sin that's built up over time. He's slowly stripping every layer of that away from me. My relationship with Christ today is everything in me. It's the foundation of my recovery. I know that without having Christ in my life, and without seeking Him and reading the Bible and going to church and being part of a ministry, that I will not be able to live this life and be productive without Him. He is definitely my everything today. And my life today is, I lost my kids, I lost my family, I lost self-respect, self-worth, all that. But now today I have my family, I'm a grandma, I have a relationship with my grandkids. I'm just super blessed by what God's doing in my life today, because I'm just becoming the woman that Christ created me to be. And God's truly using everything that the enemy took and wanted to be for bad. He's using it for the good, and I just can't be more thankful for what's happening in my life today. I am a new creation. I am slowly walking into my purpose of what God created me to be. What has Juliette's Hope done for me? Juliette's Hope for me has been a foundation for me to take my wobbly feet that I came in there with and begin to stand on a firm foundation. We are a sisterhood. We lift each other up. We edify each other. We learn each other's behaviors. We hold each other accountable. Juliette's Hope is teaching me a new way to live through Christ, through Bible studies, through behavior, corrective thinking classes, through behavior modifications. I've been able to strip behaviors that I've been carrying with me for 40 years, and we're consistent with each other. We are our sister's keeper. Our director, Kim Russo, puts everything into us. We are everything to her, and she just puts time and effort and energy, and she loves us. And being at Juliette's Hope, I truly have understood what true love is. I mean, my mother gave me true love. Don't mistake that. But true love from someone who never knew me until I walked in there. She takes the time to put into us, to talk with us, to get through our hurts, and we hold each other accountable. We're a sisterhood, and we walk into leadership roles there, and it teaching us life skills, teaching us how to mentor each other, how to be there for each other, how to pray for each other. We are a sisterhood that prays every day, every morning, every evening. Just Juliette's Hope is the foundation of my new life, and I will forever be grateful. How has the makeover made me feel? So first, I just want to thank everyone who was involved with this, and I'm just so humble and so grateful of just all the love that we received, and just to come from where we've come from, or where I've come from personally, and to be able to just watch myself transform, and you guys doing my hair, my makeup, I feel absolutely beautiful. It's awesome because God says he's going to make everything that was old pass away and the new come, and I just feel brand new, and I'm just super grateful, and I just thank you guys so much, and yeah, I'm just super happy, and I thank you.
I destroyed everything in my path, my family, my friends, my children. I've lost their trust. I was hopeless. My family finally got smart and completely changed the locks on the doors. And I was homeless, and I had two choices, and that was to live or to die. At that point in time in my life, considering my past of at least 7.5 years of incarceration due to criminal behavior because of drug activity, I felt like I was better off dead. My children are well taken care of, and they're doing fine without me. I was a burden and a disgrace to my family, so I just felt like, if I didn't exist, it wouldn't matter. I was very depressed. I wore a good mask when I was around people. I was able to fake my addiction for a long time until, I ran out of money. I was manipulating. Anything that I could think of. If somebody was convenient for me, I would find a way to be convenient for them so I could get what I want. My addiction started at a young age. I was 15 years old. I did start drinking, but then it went to marijuana, and then from there it went to cocaine, and then from there it went to pills, and then from there it went to snorting heroin, to shooting heroin, to smoking crack, to meth. Everything that I said I would never do, I did. Addiction does not discriminate. I was raised in a Catholic church. I came from a good family. I don't know. I chose that life because I wanted to be accepted and to fit in, and that was the only way I could do it. After recovery, I have to say that there's really no life after recovery. My life is recovery. I have to maintain it every single day. I found Jesus, and I have a relationship with him. I was raised in a church, but I only knew religion, not relationship. Today I have trust from I'm gaining the trust back from my father, who I've hurt tremendously. My kids are slowly returning into my life. More importantly, I just have self-worth and self-respect, and I have just a peace that only God could give me. God is definitely, is meant to do good in my life, and I'm just very grateful today that I am growing into the person that God meant me to be. I don't even think there's enough words to express what Juliette's Hope has done for me. Coming in there lost, I have, multiple sclerosis, and I had a broken leg, and I didn't have insurance, and this place opened their doors to me without any questions asked. I knew of God and of Jesus, but I never knew what love was until I came to Juliette's Hope. I've allowed the girls here, they're my sisters, and they have loved me until I've been able to love myself. We grow from each other. It's just so amazing what Juliette's Hope has done and is doing in our community, saving lives, restoring us back to our families and into society, skill sets. It's just amazing. I don't know where I'd be without Juliette's Hope and Pastor Kim. I'm just so very grateful that God led me to Juliette's Hope. The makeover has made me feel better about myself. I struggled with low self-esteem, so I can look in the mirror and smile back at myself, and I guess it just reminds me that when we are a new creation in Christ, that all old things pass away and everything's new, and that's me today. I'm new.
Emily, I'm 28. Before recovery was chaotic. I was out of control. I was outside of my body. I was out of my mind, really. I started using at a young age, about 13. I started drinking, smoked weed, did everything, really. I got in a relationship. I had my first daughter at a young age, and I thought that I was missing out on something. So every chance that I got, I was out partying. Her father killed himself when she was 9 months old, and I think that's when I really spiraled out of control. I lost myself after that. My whole soul went with him. I was scared to be a mom. I didn't know what I was doing. And then I got into another relationship. I would cling to anything that would make me feel better, whether it be men or drugs. And I had another child, and I was not ready. I did not want another one. I wanted to keep partying because I thought that if I had a kid, it would chase my boyfriend away, and I wanted him instead of the life. And he introduced me to drugs, and I destroyed everything. The 2 innocent lives that I brought into the world, I hurt really bad. I hurt my family. I stole from them. I almost died numerous times. I had a lot of blood infections. I had a heart infection. And I didn't really want to live at all. I think I was just ready to just go. I think I was a burden to my family, and they deserved more. They didn't deserve the chaos that I brought into their lives, because they were good. I had a good family. And I cared way too much about people that didn't care about me, because I wanted something to fill the darkness that was inside of me, and I was just consumed by that. Recovery is a scary thought. I'm scared of falling. I've been into numerous rehabs, jail, prison. I've been away and in and out of my kids' lives. I'm scared of myself, really, because I let myself down all the time. I hope in myself, I put faith in myself, and I willingly just throw it away, and I don't really know why. There's still that darkness inside of me that is just right at the surface. And sometimes, because every time I relapse, it's harder. It gets so much harder to come back and want to fight through it again. And it's scary to think that I could fall again, because I do it even when I don't want to. Juliette's hope has brought stability to my life. I'm not scared to get comfortable, because there's not a date that they expect me to just recover and send me back out. I have people I can really call my friends, and I don't think I've ever had that. So that's meaningful to me. I think I'm excited for my future now, and I never have been. And I don't think that this place would let me fall. And they're going to be there through it. So Juliette's hope has really helped me give the will back to fight for some type of normal life, and to be there for the people that I love very much. And I want to make everybody proud, and even myself. Before the makeover, sometimes it's hard to look in the mirror after you get clean and you're not used to yourself or who you are. You gain weight, you realize things you never really cared about before. This makeover makes me feel pretty and beautiful, and I enjoy looking into the mirror right now. So I'm very glad that I got this done.
And marijuana I've done, which led to pills, led to cocaine, led to crack, led to heroin, and then meth. My life went downhill very, very quickly. Drugs just pull life right out of you. What I've lost is I've lost my family, I've lost trust, I've lost a brother to addiction. And it's really hard to lose a family member, especially your older brother that you looked up to. Whenever he died is really when something changed in me. I knew it was time that I had to get my life together and I had to do something about it. And I just, it's scary. I've went to several other rehabs, and none of them worked. I, got out and just started using again. I was homeless. I lived in woods in negative degree weather. I lived, anywhere that I could sleep, lay my head, couch to couch. I would sleep in the freezing cold. It was just terrible. I would go every day, all day, wondering when I was gonna get my next meal, or when I was gonna be able to eat. Life after recovery, my life is, my sobriety date was September 10th of 2018. And actually on the 10th of this month was my 1 year that I've been sober and clean. And it feels so good. I've never been sober this long before. And it's just a whole new feeling. I couldn't do any of it without God. I was raised in church, and always went to church, but I never really had that relationship with God like I do now. He's got a firm foundation that I build my life on. I pray to him every night. He answers my prayers. And my life is always going to be long-term recovery. It's not after recovery, it's during recovery. Has Juliette's hope done for me? I got my self-respect back. I finally found out my self-worth. Kim Russo took me in when no other rehab would. And I told her when I called to get in, I told her that if I didn't get in somewhere right then, that I was gonna die. Because I didn't have another one in me. I was just tired of living. But now that I came to Juliette's Hope, I have sisters that I look up to. I have sisters that love me and I love them. We show each other unconditional love. I've just never felt more at home. I've never felt more accepted in my life. I love them so much, and they support me through everything I do. I now have a job. I work full time. I'm saving up for a car. I got my trust back with my family, and my life's just amazing today. And I'm just so grateful for Kim Russo. And
Makeover has made me feel very beautiful inside and out. It made me feel very proud of the girls and how hard of work they've done to help us all look this way. And it also shows me how it's going to be being in cosmetology school, because that's what I'm wanting to do myself. So it's kind of getting me prepared as well for when I do enroll in school. And I just am thankful today that I feel beautiful inside and out, because a year ago I did not feel that way. And I'm just blessed overall.
Everything. I lost cars, I've lost my house, I've almost lost my life plenty of times, but God has always brought me back. I lost my mother to addiction. I was 16 when I lost her. I was actually in school here at Butler Tech when I lost her. I just lost my father a couple years ago, and after I lost my sister as well to addiction. So I've tried to be strong through all of this. So I'm doing, after recovery, I'm living in honor of the people that I've lost. I'm gonna show them that I can do this. I don't wanna die. I have 2 little girls that I have to live for. I'm gonna be a mom too. Their father passed away as well, so I have to be a mother to my kids. I've been in recovery now for, it's gonna be a year this month on the 25th, and it's been amazing. I have a relationship with my kids now. I get to see them. I have a job. I'm just really happy to be alive. Juliette's hope has rescued me, redeemed me, and restored me to the complete fullest. And God is working miracles in my life. And I thank him every day that I'm alive. Kim Russo has saved my life. I would not be alive if it weren't for her and for Juliette's hope. My sisters have been there for me. They support me in everything I do, and I love them. And we're survivor sisters, and we always will be. And I'm just so thankful for Juliette's hope. This is my first treatment, actually, and it's working. And it's never ending. The recovery is never ending, but it gets easier and you get stronger every day. So this makeover has made me feel like really happy and like I feel really good. I'm not used to people like sewing into me and showing me like the attention and just making me feel like pretty. And at first it was overwhelming, but now I feel really happy about it and I really enjoyed it. And I just thank all the girls that put time into me and put up with me and helped me feel really good about myself. So I just appreciate it and I'm so happy about it.
Hey, what was life like before recovery? Life before recovery for me was unstable, broken, distorted, lost. I started using that at a young age, so I really had nothing to base anything on besides the people that I was hanging around, and that went bad like at about age 15. So this whole life during recovery for me is all new. It's scary. I have to take in everything that I'm learning and seeing from other people and just implement it in my life to live the right way. Juliette's hope for me has saved my life and actually like just completely broken me down to learn everything the correct way instead of a drug life. So how has the makeover made me feel? It has given me a lot of joy because my oldest daughter is around their age, and I don't get as much time as I need with her, and I just feel very comfortable with the girls, and I am very grateful.
So what was life like before recovery? To me, life before recovery was definitely the definition of insanity. I've spent over 16 years in the state of Ohio prison system and continuously using and getting and selling drugs. Raised in the lifestyle and never really seen that there was going to be a way out. Just felt like that was what my life was going to be like. After recovery, learning about life after recovery, because I've never had a life without those issues in it. Like I was born into the life, so that's all I've ever known. So I'm just learning who I am and what makes me tick and what my passions are and what my favorite color is, and so be it, whatever. Juliette's hope has done for me. Juliette's hope has given me definitely hope for something different. It's given me nurturing that my parents weren't able to give me. It's given me structure and people helping me out of care and concern. It's given me tools to deal with my struggles and battle my demons. It has given me what I consider a safe place to be myself as I learn to be who I am. So the makeover made me feel very pampered, grateful, blessed, made me feel like a new person, made me happy, made me feel personally grateful, blessed, pretty, of course, because I came in here with no makeup and hair tied in a knot. So the ladies did a very good job. But more than anything, I enjoyed engaging with the ladies, the staff. They were very personable, spending time sharing my story as well as them sharing theirs. And they helped me just as much as I'm sure I gave them feedback as well. And I'm just blessed and very grateful. Thank you.
Like before recovery, well, I grew up in a family environment. I'm not the typical picture of an addict coming from a broken home or drugs involved in my family. My mom was in college getting her master's degree at Tulane when I was in my teen years. My dad was in the Air Force. We moved to Ohio. He did his 20 years and retired and started working at a steel mill. My parents were always very much involved in my life, especially as a teenager, wanted to keep in contact with my friends. My friends' parents wanted to know everything that I was doing, which at the time I felt very smothered and stifled because I was friends with people who come from single parent homes and they got to do what they wanted and their mom wasn't there and the dad wasn't around. But never had any outside influences with drugs or anything like that. Everything that I've always said I would never do, I did. And things I never even dreamed I would do, I did. And I lied, I stole, I cheated, I sold fake drugs to people, I sold real drugs to people. I got people hooked on heroin so they would have to go through me to get the heroin. And then a guy that was my best friend, that we were engaged to be married, we moved in together and sold a lot of drugs together. And there was always money to keep my habit up, but in your addiction you do horrible, awful things. It's nothing personal towards any, it's all about you in addiction. And I had felony warrants, and he wanted me to get myself taken care of because he didn't do heroin. He wanted me to get it together before we got married, and I would just get in these rages and these blackouts and fight people and tear everything up and bust out windows and destroy things. And he kept telling me he would call the police on me, and I knew I was going to go to prison. Well, he did. And I remember the last thing I said to him as they were putting me in the cop car was, "I hope you die." He died while I was in prison. I never got to say goodbye to him. While I was locked up, I thought over and over about calling him because in the beginning I blamed him for being there. It wasn't his fault. I knew I was going, and I know that he just wanted to do what he could to help me. But my pride would not let me call him. And then when I got out, I found out he died 2 weeks before I got out. So then I started right back up again to not feel that pain, that grief, that loss. And very guilty and very ashamed of what I'd said to him being my last words. And it's just been years of chaos. At one point, my mom had a restraining order against me because I was a complete wreck. After giving my baby up for adoption, I needed somebody to be there with me, and I was hurting so bad, but I didn't know how to ask for help or communicate, so I just lashed out at everybody. My mom being the main person, I would say the most awful things. I would threaten her, nothing I'm proud of. And then when I couldn't understand why she was keeping me from my son, which now I understand why, because I was an absolute mess and I was not safe for anybody. How has the makeover made me feel? I've always had issues like with my self-esteem, self-worth, and confidence, because I didn't really have much of that. I'm working on it, but I definitely feel better. I feel different, and I feel probably about as far as I can feel compared to what I used to look like, and that is a very good thing. So thank you for that.